Hello, my name is Victor Todor, and this past summer I did my volunteering abroad with IVHQ in Costa Rica from May 22nd through July 29th. While in Costa Rica, I ended up working with the people at Maximo Nivel. Maximo Nivel is a local community service agency which provides nursing homes, schools, construction sites with volunteers that help out the community. Throughout my time there, I had many realizations and learned a lot of new things. I would definitely have to say that the biggest takeaway from this entire trip is the fact that we are so lucky to be living in the United States, and especially those of us that have people abroad. I had the opportunity to speak with multiple students my age and some even older, young adults between the ages of 25, 30, 35, and even 40. During my time there, I had the opportunity to travel to almost all of the main attractions that Costa Rica has to offer, and many of these adults and young adults have never even been able to visit anywhere else besides their own city of San Jose. One of the most impactful experiences that I got to participate in and witness definitely must have been in a beach town in Costa Rica. Me and some of the other volunteers went on a river rafting tour, and after the tour, became pretty good friends with some of the river guides. They took time out of their own day to show us around the city, show us around the wilderness, and even take us on some adventures of our own. We were able to see hidden waterfalls, hike on unmarked trails with machetes, and even see wildlife that tourists usually only get to see in zoos. I thought that this was really cool because not only the United States, but most other countries that you would visit, a tour like that, would have cost hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands if it was for a couple days. These tour guides didn't care about the money. The only thing that they cared about was the quality of time that they were having with us. This leads into the next point of something that I learned about the host country. The people in Costa Rica are all about pure life. This means that they're always living in the moment. They're not too worried about where they're going to be in 5 years, if they're going to make it on time to their interview, if they're going to make it on time to their meeting. They're all about living in the moment. Before this trip, never would I ever have imagined that there's an entire country out in the world that's as relaxed and as laid back as Costa Rica. All of us living in the United States need to broaden our global perspective and take a page out of Costa Rica's book. Life in the United States is so fast-paced that a lot of the time people forget to eat, people forget to sleep, which takes a toll on their health. Medicine in the United States seems it's all reactionary. You have an issue, you take a pill for it. You have another issue, you have to get surgery for it. In Costa Rica, they take a lot more preventative action with the meals that they eat, the diets they have, and even the menus at restaurants and portion sizes are a lot smaller. One of the biggest differences between the United States and Costa Rica is the fact that Costa Rica does not have its own military. This allows Costa Rica to be able to use all of the money they would be spending on military for other things like education and healthcare. Costa Rica is the most advanced country in all of Central America when it comes to healthcare. Each and every single one of their citizens is fully covered by the government, and every single person that wants an education is offered one, free of charge by the government. To add on top of that, the government even supplies every single student up to high school with a uniform that they wear every single day. The reason for this is equality for all. There are many students that go to these government-funded high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools that otherwise would not be able to afford nice clothing, and they would feel left out and outcasted by the other students. Although many people in the United States look down at the idea of uniforms, this could actually be something very beneficial for many students here in the United States. There are so many people, so many students of all ages that get bullied each and every single day because, say, they wear the same pants every single day or the same t-shirt every other day. And this might be because they can't afford any other clothing. Providing students with uniforms could help break down the social class barrier, create a more level playing field for all. One of the biggest similarities that I realized between Costa Rica and the United States had to do with money. Costa Rica has a completely different currency than us. They use the colones, which has an exchange rate of about 1 colones is equal to about $2.30. Going into this trip, I was expecting everything to be a lot cheaper, kind of how it is in Mexico, but in reality, all of the food, all of the clothing, and everything in between cost about the same as it would in the United States. On a larger scale, another way that Costa Rica is similar to the United States is the aspect of freedom. I was able to meet and converse with many refugees from Venezuela, people from Nicaragua looking for a better life, and people from all over, from Central America and South America as well. These people come to Costa Rica seeking a better life. Just how many immigrants from Europe came to the United States years and years ago. This once again reiterates and reinforces the first statement that I made in this video, realizing how lucky we are to be living in the United States. Costa Rica is a great country, but it doesn't even compare. And the fact that people are fleeing from other countries to go to Costa Rica really says something. To sum this up, this has been one of the most life-changing experiences of my entire life. I would not be on the career path that I'm following right now if it wasn't for this trip. Before this trip, I was between physical therapy and PA, maybe chiropractic. But after this trip, after the experiences that I've had in the nursing home, talking to the nurses, talking to the physicians, and talking to other volunteers who are in their first, second, and some even third years of school, I can now confidently say that I will be pursuing a career in medicine. The staff at Maximo Nivel was absolutely phenomenal. From the constant support throughout the entire project, to Spanish classes, to even helping every single volunteer plan out their trips. Every trip that I went on had its own charm and its own unique characteristics, but the one place that I kept on going back to was Manuel Antonio. Throughout my 2.5 months in Costa Rica, I visited that place 4 different times. Each time I was able to see a new attraction, a new waterfall, a new beach. And this could not have been possible without the help from all of the locals that I became such good friends with. Last but not least, I want to say thank you to the staff at Maximo Nivel, IVHQ, and most of all, San Diego State University. I probably would never have traveled abroad if it wasn't for the requirement for the Health and Human Services kinesiology major to travel abroad, and I can confidently say right now that it has been one of the best decisions that I have made in my entire life.